I think it's nice being so close to the town, and I pick up on the atmosphere of the town, the people. I'm happy here. I've got a lot of forest here, you know. I'm sure there are beautiful forests, which I'm not looking for a beautiful forest. I'm looking for something that's been abandoned, if you like this forest has. And just to make something interesting going on there. Don't let people forget it. Hey, this is potentially a wonderful forest here. So when I'm leaving home, obviously I have the same thing as everybody else. My wife and I, we have bills to pay and a rent to pay and all this stuff. But I try to clear my head completely when I'm heading to my work. And a lot of people must do that. But I have a way of doing it, which is interacting with local people, coming to the forest and just seeing how I feel and reacting to how I feel. If I still feel a bit grumpy or whatever, then I'll sit down for a while. I found a fantastic way for me to get rid of pictures in my head and designs, because I used to make a lot of things by design and had to plan things out. But here I wanted to be, since I've been working in forests, and particularly here, I wanted it to be inspirational and sort of natural things coming out. Surprise myself, you know what I mean? Making something going, where did that come from? What's that about? So what I do is I work for just a couple of hours in a place. That might be gathering materials or just playing with materials or putting something together. And then I walk off, abandon it and go start another one and another one. So normally there's at least 10, maybe 15 things ongoing. And by the time I've done the full circle and come back to the original one, it might be a month or 6 weeks. And I'm looking at it, what I've done. Is it worth anything? Do I continue with it, or do I just take it apart and start again? That process of not being detached to a degree, you know, works very well for me. Sometimes, like, it doesn't happen that way. Like I'm building a big piece up the top here, and it takes a lot of work, and I've been quite excited to continue with it. But normally, I'm dancing around. I'd like to give an example of how it works for me and the public finding my work. And it was in England, the very first project I did, and I asked some people who had a nature reserve if I was actually at university studying sculpture, which was a big mistake for me, but I was there. And I thought, oh, I like these people who are working with nature, not in nature, but with nature. So I thought, well, I'd like to find a place where I could do that. And I found this place, and I asked the people there, can I work here? I'm a practicing artist and I want to work here. And they sort of looked at me. I was then 45 years of age, and they were going, if you see the horizon over there? And they sent me as far away as they could, because they thought, this guy's a bit weird for us. There's something going on. Yeah, over there is fine. Yeah, go. So I went over there and I spent 3 months there without them really knowing. And I made some things. Then I went away for 3 months. And I came back and I went to them and I said, oh, do you mind if I continue making in the forest? Spencer, we found your things. We love them. We've created a path all the way through. And I'm going, oh my God. You know, because I was stepping aside of flowers and things like the wildflowers. These guys just got a lawnmower things. But of course it did direct a lot of people to go and see what I'd made. And then they came back to there's like an office there, that there was a big book inside that people would write and say, we've had a lovely walk in the forest today and the oak trees look spectacular, or the lake. What are these amazing looking pod things that are hanging from the trees? Are they for birds to nest in? So the questions were like, they didn't accept it was just an artist. Are they have some practical use, or are they
has to be functional, right?
And I thought, oh, I like that. I like the idea that they don't know who made them, what they're about. I don't think that they were asking questions. So they didn't see it as an obtrusive. So then I spoke to my son a day or two after this experience, and he said to me, because he's a bit of an artist himself, big time, you know, and he said, Dad, you're the Banksy of the forest. Nobody knows who you are. It sounds great. I've maintained that to a degree. So I like to make things for myself, for my own pleasure, for the fun of it, you know. And then, obviously, at the beginning, I thought it would be nice if people found them too. But I've never directed them. They do find them because I choose the locations very carefully. So they're like an after sight. You know, when you're walking past something and you're trundling along, you see something and then you go, you know, a second look thing. I like that because they might think, oh, and walk on, or they might go and inspect it. I like that people can continue to have their walk in the forest without bumping into ghouls and monsters and bears and stuff like that made out of wood. So I like that aspect that I'm detached. I wanted to try it in a different way. Why was that? I think I was coming to terms with my age. Spencer, you don't have 5 or 10 years to wait now. You have to get on with it. So I've tried to make contacts with people as quickly as I possibly can to get what I need in order to continue being an artist. Even though this is not a paid situation, I've got to keep working. I don't just stop and work when the pay's coming in. I've got to keep it. So this meeting the landowner here was very nice, gave me this huge piece of land. And I've looked after it, I've removed rubbish from it, opened up pathways. I've done a lot of work here, not just make my art. So it's a joy for him to see that I've used it nicely. Funding is being directed towards different organisations to say, you could set up a sculpture event here, and this is how you would do it, like a little plan, and we can give you this amount of money to pay for the artists. When you look at the money, they're expecting you to work hard, travel all the way to them for 200 euros a week, and they keep what you make, and then after 2 weeks you go. And in 2 weeks, I go, when they offer me that work, I go, 2 weeks? I sit in the forest for 2 weeks,
right,
to a month before I even begin.
Sure.
So that's been difficult, but occasionally I've been pulled in because it's somewhere so exotic I've never been, like Japan, Israel, places like that I've been to, and I'm thinking, I'll do anything to just tell me what you want.
Sure.
But not normally. Normally I'm turning down 90% of the opportunities that are there because they just don't suit what I do. I could make it up and I could make a living from it, a poor living, but I wouldn't be happy and I'd be making peanuts. So what's the point? I might as well, okay, Spencer, you've got the time. Let's see what you can do. You know. But I think in the future what I'd like is somebody to say, right, I have a forest, okay, and people get access to it, public rights of way, and maybe we could offer you something here to come and make a project here, because your work's so varied, it's not all the same thing. You wouldn't think it's the same artist in some respect. And that would be nice to utilize the forest. Maybe that would bring us all a little bit of money at some point, but we don't want to worry about that at the beginning. So yeah, it'd be nice, but I have to draw an income from somewhere, even if it's a small bit. Or maybe they would say, we can give you a nice accommodation because we've got a little old cottage. I'm dreaming now. And we can give you we grow food, so food and accommodation, I'd go, yeah. I'd work for free for that. Yeah.
Cool.
So, but I have to let people know, don't I? So how do I do that?
Well, we're doing it now.